Hope everyone is doing well today. I have a lot that I want to say. And the one thing that I am going to say is we are not going back. If you haven't seen that ad yet, you need to look at it because I'm going to tell you something. That's how many of us feel. The first time I saw that ad, I bawled. I bawled. I couldn't believe it. When it's put right there, and those words, they say it all. We're not going back. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If you're a Trump supporter and you support Project 2025, you have not read it. You just haven't. I am so worried about our future under that regime. It terrifies me to think that it's okay. And you all who said you've read it are okay with it. I don't understand how. Let's just go by the women on the women's side here. JD Vance don't give a crap about you. Trump doesn't give a crap about you. None of these male legislators care about you. None of the women Republican legislators care about you. They vote against you in every single way. They have blocked protection bills for contraception, IDF. Do you understand that? They want to build an army. And Trump has said it on stage. We need babies. We will have a large baby boom. Do you know when that will happen? Is when they take away contraception. These men that are making these laws are vile and disgusting. They don't treat women well. JD Vance, shame on you. Shame on you. First of all, for using Appalachia as anything to do with your life. Bull crap. I've already proved that's stupid. There's a book you ought to burn. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you, my husband makes me watch movies that I really don't like. But The Hunger Games, I think that's a very bizarro type example, but it's there. Trump even talked about migrant worker wrestling teams. The Romans, didn't they have contests of people killing people and animals killing people? Wasn't that their entertainment? What about those movies like Thunderdome where they have the cage fights and things like that? That all comes into view. If you have I don't want to say a mind like mine, but if you have a mind where you hear something and it Rolodexes visions that you've got stored in your brain, always take your first instinct. I'm just saying. This is becoming quite scary, but the women's side of it, think about this. Okay, medical records will be released to the government. Okay, I hear people talk bad about the government. Well, this is the government that you need to be talking about because this is the one that's taken away rights. The world is not going to stop evolving. You cannot stop the evolution of the world. You cannot. You cannot stop the evolution of women's rights. And why do you want to control the population? Controlling the population means getting control on women. That means when your child, your daughter, goes to the doctor and it's about time for her to have her first menstrual cycle, then she will be put on a registry. Okay? Do you understand that? Do you understand that later on, when that daughter gets pregnant, whether she's married or unmarried or raped, she'll be put on a pregnancy registry? Do you understand that? Do you understand that if something happens to her during that pregnancy and she loses the baby, they will come for her through her medical records? They will come to her door. What happened? And if it was at all her fault, there have been Republican leaders say that women should be executed. And who is going to determine what was her fault? The government, not courts. Who is going to decide when a woman should be able to have children? The government is. That's what you're looking at Project 2025. Vance has even said women don't need to vote, and that childless people, childless Americans that pay taxes and vote and live their life as an American, would not have as much say as those that have kids. So you're already separating childless people because they are not producing your babies for your baby boom, for your soldiers and your breed mares. I want to tell you, a lot of people are seeing past this, and the voter registration has gone up. Okay. You are going to see people come out and vote more so than they did in 2020 because they didn't want Trump in, where he called it a stolen election, which is a lie. 61 courts, even with Trump judges. No evidence. None. And you know why that is? It's because they stole the 2016 election. So his projection about the election being stolen was because he stole the 2016 election. That's what I think. 2024 is going to be different. You know why? We are not going back. He's not a good businessman. He doesn't respect women. And he doesn't care what Heritage Foundation does as long as he gets their support. And don't let him fool you that he's not involved in it. If I were a cursing person, I'd be cursing like a sailor right now. Blah, 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 just like that. I am so fed up. I want to say how scary a world will be with Project 2025. And if you think they're going to just let go of the reins once they're hooked in, they're not. Do you know why? That's why they want to dismantle the Constitution and why they want to give a king, because a king can direct the next person without an election. Do you not understand that? He wants to change our country and put us in a second world country position by pulling us out of NATO and buddying with Putin and all of the other second world country leaders that he absolutely admires. If you're a Christian, you need to read about the Antichrist. I'm just saying. But women, let me tell you something. with the control that they want over you, over your body, over your mind. They would prefer you to stay in an abusive marriage than to be allowed to divorce. Ask Vance. Yeah. There's something to think about. Your granddaughters get an abusive marriage, and she's not allowed to leave him. So what's the other choice? The only other choice she has is to then go to prison for protecting herself. Because even if she were to fight him, she would go to jail because he would have that right. Tennessee still has an old law on the book, let me tell you, about how, when, and where, and what with you can beat your wife. Look it up. We know Burchett is an idiot. There was a couple more from Tennessee that were idiots. There's a lot of people from Tennessee that are idiots in legislation. Burchett. Ooh, boy, I'd like to talk to him because his qualifications are so immense. I'm telling you right now, ladies, you're in the fight of your life, for the life of your children. Why do Christians think that they can hold back the world? You're going to hold back the world and not accept people for who they are. Live your Christian life. Go to your church. Read, pray, all of the things that you do. Why does it matter so much to take the rights away from others? What is that going to do for you? A lot of the Trump supporters are isolationists, and they don't even realize that that's what they are. When they don't want to work as a world to make this a better earth. When they only want to take care of their own. That's a great concept. Take care of our own. And we would if the Republican legislators would not stop bills to help our own. You want to help our own? Then quit putting in these Republican legislators that do not allow those bills to pass to help people. That's what you need to do. But being an isolationist, pulling out of NATO, is still an alliance with more second world countries who are doing land grabs and starting wars at this time. And by the way, there were wars being fought during Trump's administration. You do realize that, right? It wasn't a time of peace. You just didn't hear a whole lot about it. You have to look. You have to read. You have to educate yourself. And people say that I am uninformed and uneducated. Well, apparently, if that's the only thing that you get out of what I say, then you clearly are not very educated yourself. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. We're not going back. It's not happening. I think you might be surprised what comes out of the woodwork and how many voter registrations from 18 to 34 is piling in. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance.